Let's go to our first call, David, calling from Jacksonville. Hey,
Good
David.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I have a question about a prenup agreement, before marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I have my, all my stuff in a revocable living trust. I know, you know what that is.
Yes.
And I have 5 children, 12 grandchildren, and my wife has passed, and I'm considering remarrying. And can you give me some advice on a prenup?
Well, I think it's definitely a good thing to have on a second marriage.
Yes.
And the problem is, the better way to answer this question is, what happens if you don't have one? So if
I know what happens when I have friends.
Yeah, so if you don't have one, your spouse has an automatic spousal rights that come into play.
Right.
One example would be you die, she could sell your home,
Mm-hmm.
take half the proceeds. She could choose to live in your home for life.
Right.
So if you want to give her, for example, you wanted her to have a home to live in for a year or two, you really couldn't do that because of her spousal rights unless she waived her rights.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could do what you want to do. And just because a person waives their rights to your estate,
Yes.
you can override that with what you want to do in a will or trust.
Okay.
The beauty of being able to do that is you can change your mind.
Right.
I mean, that's good on your side, maybe not good for your spouse's side. Your spouse also could get 30% of the rest of your estate, including retirement accounts, jointly held accounts, names of other beneficiaries on accounts. Spouse can move right in, basically, and contest your estate, live or sell your home and take half the proceeds, live in it for life, and take 30% of the rest. What a premarital agreement does is basically would waive, most agreements, a spouse would waive all of those rights on both sides. You would waive your rights to her estate, she would waive your rights to hers, but then you can take care of one another. The longer you're married, of course, the more you might want to do for your spouse with a will or trust.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm with you. In other words, it's just kind of you stayed out exactly. In other words, I would want all the money to go to stay in in the trust, and then just give her an allowance, so to speak, every month to live. And yeah.
Yeah, what some people do in that regard would be to give her, say, I want 1/3 of my estate held for the benefit of my wife and distributed as follows.
Oh, okay.
And then, well, there are multiple ways to do this. I'm just giving you one example.
Yeah.
And then the 1/3 that's held would give her a monthly amount. Let's say you give her $2,000 or $3,000 a month.
Right.
Out of that 1/3. But then if she dies before it's all used up, then it could go to your children.
Then it just stays in the trust. Yeah.
So maybe the whole third wouldn't be used up.
Okay. I'm with you. That's good. Yeah, that's the way I have it written for my children, is they're that they're going to get some every month.
And
Because
do you have a corporate trustee to do that?
I have a local attorney that's what he specializes in. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's done a good job on my trust. I just didn't know. I guess the hardest part is how I want to marry you, but here's the deal. And I guess she'll be okay with that.
Yeah, we'll discuss that with your attorney. I mean, your attorney, estate planning attorneys also sometimes do family law agreements, premarital agreements, postmarital agreements, or working with someone that can do that for you.
Yeah, because I want to do all that ahead of time, of course. All right, well, good. I don't know. It's just it's an area that I haven't been that I haven't had experience with, so I need you folks to help me. So.
Yeah, when I'm talking to my clients about something like that, the advice I give basically sometimes depends on who has the most money. Now,
right.
If she was much wealthier than you, then you might not want a premarital agreement.
Yeah, or we could both have one since we both have children. Yeah.
Yeah, but my advice, I always want to know who has the most money before I give advice on that question.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Well,
because if she had twice as much as you do, you might not want to waive your rights. And then it depends on how much she wants to get married.
yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. I see. I see what you're saying. Well, we have a good relationship, so
Yeah.
I think we can talk through it.
You know, and sometimes the spouse that has the most money doesn't have children, and they don't really care. I mean, about a premarital agreement too.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. There's so many avenues in there of. Yeah, that's why you guys really ask us all the questions.
That's the key. Asking questions. All right.
Yeah, asking questions. Thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. All
Okay.
right.